see a deeper pullback. I would prefer for this deeper pullback, guys. Okay, to trade here might be slightly risky, but I would prefer to see that deeper pullback to 110k before we could have price drop significantly back to 101 and 100k to the downside, which also. Hey guys, at my FX right here, welcome back to our weekly market forecast. So this is the weekly market forecast for the week of the 27th to the 31st of October, which is also the last trading week for the month of October. So far we have been making a lot of money on since last month, and including this month we have been closing the week profitable and on a good winning streak, which we are also sharing our signals all for free till the end of the year. So this is why you should also watch our videos and always watch it to the end, because everything that we speak about here are things are the same kind of trades in which we also try as much as possible to take them on our free Telegram community. So without further ado, let's get into the business of the day. And before that, our algorithm shows us that over 70 to 80% of you are yet to subscribe. So if you're not yet subscribed, please smash the subscribe button, like, and if you're new here, just tell us where you're watching from and let's know where you're joining us from. All right, so let's get over to the business of the day. So we are starting off with BTC. Like you can see, BTC for last week, BTC was we had, when we were analyzing price, BTC was somewhere around here. So we were looking for a buy to sell scenarios on BTC, and which we actually had that buy to sell scenarios on BTC. This is why I always tell you guys that we trade from zones to zone. You can see the daily area of interest here. We traded from this daily area of interest, which was that zone, and exited here at the second daily area of interest. So this was a nice profit and a nice kind of trade call in which we projected into precision, which a lot of you also testified to making a lot of money from this trade call. Okay, so moving forward, we had BTC give us a bullish pullback again into that zone. So we now have price coming back to this daily area of interest, between that daily area of interest. Okay, so let's go to the weekly time frame to see how the weekly time frame actually closed for last week. Although the candle hasn't closed yet, but it seems to that is going to close with this candle, more like a doji candle there, or an engulfing candle, whatever you may call it in this case. So you see price is somewhere around that zone. So this is quite a tricky one for us. Okay, how price is about to close there. So we are going to go back to our lower time frames to see how well we can make sense out of this. Okay, so here on the daily time frame, you can see this zone is quite a very strong zone in which price is reacting off for the longest of time, and this was how we were able to call last week's trade. So all what we are going to do, I'm going to give you guys a bullish and bearish scenarios, and we see how well price plays out for this area. So we are still very much bearish. Okay, looking left, we can see price has been creating series of lows and series of lower lows. Okay, low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high. So we are now seeing price back on the zone. So there are two things that could happen. Is either price respects this over obvious daily area of interest, okay, which is this zone, so right about here, or price breaks through and targets the next daily area of interest. Okay, so so since we are still very much bearish, I'm going to give you guys the bearish scenarios first before the bullish scenario. So all what you need to see is more like a 4-hour engulfing candle, an obvious engulfing candle, guys. Okay, it doesn't matter if your SLs may be a little bit wide. Okay, all what we need to see is to see price closed here with a bearish engulfing candle. 4-hour bearish engulfing candle is okay for me. Then all what we need to do is you can put our stops, sorry, we are on the sales for now, put our stops there, put our stops above the highs, and first level we target our 109, which is 100% retracement level to the downside. So all what we need to see on this area is price close with the bearish engulfing candle, then continue bearish to the 10, between the 109 okay, 109k and 107k to 6k on BTC for the zone, for the bearish sides. And for the bullish sides, we could see price break out of here, of that daily area of interest retest, and our next level target would be our second daily area of interest, which is a bullish continuations for BTC, which will be the 116k. all right, so all what you need to do is wait for either a bearish engulfing candle close or a bullish engulfing 4-hour bullish engulfing candle close, and you look for your entry confirmations. Okay, so that's it for BTC. Up next is the DXY daily candle. Okay, so the last candle, which was Friday candle, we can see that Friday candle rejecting off the same zone, which is a very strong zone. So we are still more like in between the bullish continuation. So if this happens, okay, if we have that bullish continuations from, or bullish reversals from here, we should be seeing the opposite happen on EURUSD and GBP. So that means if this goes bullish, we should be selling EURUSD, GBP, USD and its likes. Okay, also a new imbalance being created by price, so it's most likely price would want to reject off this area and continue its bullishness to the upside. So you really have to look at this clearly, okay, on your lower time frames, and look for entry confirmations, and you can take the bullishness on the DXY or trade the opposite on other place. Okay, so for the DXY for last week, you guys can see how we also projected DXY into precision for last week. You can remember this was also the same thumbnail in which we used for the DXY for last week, which I'm still going to add it somewhere around in this video for you guys to see. We had this price, we bought from here all the way, our targets were all the way up there. So we had price react off this minor area of interest and coming back to the zone, so we're actually favoring the upsides. So these were reasons why we were expecting the opposite moves on other inversely correlated pairs like EURUSD, GBPUSD and the likes. Okay, so this is why I'm very big on price correlations. Okay, so these are one of the things, or confirmations, or more like a cheat in which I use, and I don't mind sharing it all for free with you guys, so you can also inculcate this into your trading. Okay, so we had more like a bullish week for the DXY, so we even have some fundamentals that push price back to this area of interest, which is the daily area of interest, and we had price push it all the way up again. Okay, so it doesn't really look different. So all what we'll be looking for is another bullish continuation for the coming weeks. Okay, another bullish continuation, since we already have price, since we already had price weak into this area. Okay, we could still have more continuations for price on that area. So all what we need to see, we could have price start buying from here, okay, then go back to 100% retracement level, which is the 99.177, or we could see price give us a little bit more pullbacks, okay, a little bit more pullbacks to the 998.251 before we could have bullish continuations back to 100% retracement level, which is the 99.117. Then we could go as high as the 99.945, okay, to the upside. All right, so like I said, I'll be giving you guys only bullish scenarios because price looks very much bullish so far, or for the longest of time. Even though we wish to plot our trend lines, okay, even though we wish to plot our trend lines, you see that price is respecting these trend lines too. All right, you see price bouncing off here, almost here, and we had that third or fourth bounce right about there. So this is more like an added confirmation to what we are also looking at on the DXY. And you can even check your daily time frames, okay, your daily time frames, to see other added confirmations for yourself. Okay, you can see how, so here on the daily time frame things look cleaner. Okay, you can see how price closed there. All right, it's closed with this doji green candle, so we may have price continue bullish to the upside. So, and looking at the upsides too, we have a lot of space. Okay, we have a lot of void in which price is yet to fill. So this is why I said any trade that you can take during these weeks, okay, or the new year, though we may have the total change of trend by new year, but price will be building up from now towards that change of trend. Okay, so you can just see price break, retest, all right, then this is the continuations back to $100 or 100 points all the way to the upside. So do well to mark these levels on your phone or your trading device. Up next is EURUSD time frame. All right, so we could find actual minor levels in which you can look for the sell. So all what you need to do is wait for price to break here, retest. You can go to your 1 hour or your 15 minutes time frame to do that and target the next zones, which is the 1.160, or you can go as deep as the 1.157 or as deep as this 100% retracement level here, which is a 1.1545. okay, so we are still mostly looking bearish on EURUSD. I'm not going to give you guys bullish scenarios until price clears this daily area of interest, which I don't really see that happening. Okay, welcome back. So for EURUSD, you can see how we projected EURUSD into precision. We want the price to break, retest. You can even see that arrow right about there, and we had a very nice break and retest all the way to our levels of target, which was the 1.1574 to the downside, before we had price pull back again to the zone. So without taking much of your time, let's see how price closed for last week. Okay, so we can make sense out of this. So looking at how price closed for last week, which was this last candle, this last bearish candle, all right, remember I told you guys that this looks more like a divergence for us. So when we spot divergence on higher time frames or on a particular time frame, we should be looking for reversals. Okay, so let's go back to the daily time frame. Let's see if we have more information. Nothing much on the daily time frame, so let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So let's stick to the 4-hour time frames. Okay, so here on the 4-hour time frame, all what we need to see, price would give us continuous bullishness to these zones properly, then we could now have price drive all the way back to the 1.1572. okay, or price could even start moving from this particular zone. Why is this so? You can see price has already wicked in from here, and there is also our moving average right about there, which is our 50 EMA. Price is also reacting off that 50 EMA, so price can also start selling from here to the downside. So like I said, I would be giving you guys only bearish scenarios for this until price breaks obvious areas before we could look for the opposite of things. Okay, so that's it for EURUSD. Up next is GBPUSD. What we need to do is see price reject, okay, little bit pull back here, then price rejects from there and first level target 1.1336. then we could go to all the way to the downside. Welcome back. So for GBPUSD is amongst the best of trades that we have been taking for the past few weeks. We have been having a continuous winning streak on GBPUSD. You can also see, just like the before, you saw how we want the price to come here, break, retest, and a continuation. So you can see why it's important to always take a profit 100% retracement level. We had a very nice trade, which was almost a 1:2 and a 1:3. We had 2 trades or more here, which we also sent the free signals on the free Telegram community. Like I said, we are still currently giving out free signals. We are not charging for any service till the end of the year. We are giving out free signals. This is why is this so that you can make money, dirty December money. This is what I normally do every end of the year, to try to make everybody money, to see how well you can enjoy your December and also save towards joining our mentorship, because prices for our mentorship would most likely increase by the new year. Okay, so this is the opportunity for you to join us for free, make money with us, and also get prepared for our mentorship to join us on the new year. And with our signals too, you could know if we know how to trade, or what we are preaching is what we also do. Okay, so moving forward for GBPUSD, we can see how how nicely bearish, okay, how nicely bearish GBPUSD was for last week. And also, if we need to reduce this, you can see GBPUSD has been creating series of lows, lower highs, lower lows, a new lower high. Like I told you last week, a new lower low is about to be created here. Okay, so moving forward, let's see how the weekly time frame actually closed for last week. Okay, so for last week, the weekly time frame, I also stated this head and shoulders, which you guys saw, and you can see how last week closed for GBPUSD. You can see that bearish engulfing candle. So mind you, I'm also holding my GBPUSD trades. Okay, I still have 2 trades in which I'm holding from last week, which I think I'm going to add it somewhere around in this video for you guys to see. So I'm still holding these trades. I also send them on the free Telegram community. So that's why you have to join us. Like I told you guys, these are the kind of trades that we can hold for the longest. Okay, these are the kind of trades that we can hold for the longest because we are trading off zones. Remember, last week I also spoke about the zones. On how price closed on Friday with that doji engulfing candle. Like I always say, candlestick confirmations are very important, that you try to understand candlestick patterns and candlestick confirmations with their closing. Just look for the nearest zone. You can see how price closed for Friday, which is a very nice confirmation for me. So from the look of things, I would still be trading more of GBPUSD next week. Okay, so if the sales happen, which I see that happening, okay, we look for price to close with maybe a daily candle close or a 4-hour bearish engulfing candle close here. Then we can go for more bearishness to the downside and target the next 100% retracement level. Let's see how many pips that is of bearishness. So that's over 200 pips to this phase zone, and if we're going all the way down here, so it's like 300 pips in total of bearishness. So these are the kind of trades that I like holding. So if our confirmations come, we are gonna hold this and hold this strong. Okay. So when I saw this Friday candle closing, it was a very good confirmation for the coming weeks would be most likely bearish. Okay, and it did not just happen anyway, it actually happened on a minor area of interest, like you guys can see. Okay, so this is why, for those of you guys that are on our free Telegram community, this is why I was able, one of those confirmations I used to send those signals back to back. We had a back-to-back win on GBPUSD. Okay, so you can see from Monday till all the way to Friday, price was super bearish on GBPUSD. Okay, so moving forward for the coming weeks, okay, let's check the 4-hour time frame. All right, let's go back to the daily. It's easier on the daily time frame. So I'm going to mark out 2 zones. All right, I'm going to mark out, or maybe 1 zone. I'm going to mark out like a zone here. So all what we need to see is, this is more like a support right now. So all what we need to see is a bounce off here. Price may bounce off here, come back to this daily area of interest before a continuation to the 1.31902, or you could also see price, you could be patient enough for price to break, retest, and continue to the 1.32061, okay, to the downside. All right, so all of this, you can also look at it on the 4-hour time frame. All right, if it's confusing, if it's a little bit confusing to you, you can also look at this on the 4-hour time frame for you guys. So looking at it at the 4-hour time frame, all right, we have some few zones here. So like I said, we could have price go back to the daily area of interest before a bearish continuations. We could even have price come to 100% retracement level. See, this is the 100% retracement level, 1.32430, before we have the bearish continuations to the downside. Or you could also see price break this minor area of interest. Okay, retest there again, then continue first level 1.324, then we could go to 1.320. okay, so do how to mark out these zones on your phone, your PC, or your trading device. Up next is USDCHF. All right, so for USDCHF, so for last week, USDchf closed with this bullish engulfing candle. I think USDchf is the only pair that is following correlations currently. Okay, for those of you that are my mentees, you know why this is so. Okay, you know that not every trade or not every pair follows the same percentage grade of correlations. There are trades that have higher grades of correlations than the rest. Okay, so if you have gone through our mentorship, you have spoken in depth on this. Okay, so moving forward, we can see last week closed with this bearish engulfing candle. Okay, sorry, bullish engulfing candle rather. So, and price has been bearish for the longest. Okay, and this also looks like a chart pattern. All right, let's check out. All right, so to show you that I know what I'm saying. Okay, you see, I did not even have to check it, but you see, half price going up here on the RSI and price coming down here on the main chart. So this looks like a very nice, a very good buy or price reversal. So this is why I'm showing you guys this beforehand. So you had it here first. USDchf would be reversing soon to the upside. So what does this mean? If you are able to catch any nice buys on USDchf, you can swing this kind of trades. And looking at here on the daily time frame, you can see price is currently reacting off this area of interest. Okay, so price currently on that area of interest. So let's go back to our 4-hour time frame. So like for the 4-hour time frame for last week, we can see how price closed with this bullish engulfing candle. This looks good for me. Okay, this looks good for me. So for me, all what I need to do is more like a break retest, then 100% retracement level 0.799, then we can go as high as our 0.804, okay, to the upsides. So for me, this looks like a good buy. So you can just take your trades, your bullish, put your stop loss slightly below here and target first level, almost a 1:2, but this is a 1:6, still a good one regardless. Okay, then you can go all the way to a 1:4, which is that area. Okay, so this is a very good trade. You can mark out these zones or screenshot it and keep it for the next coming weeks. Okay, and also if price fails to move, let me take that out. If price fails to move, if you fail to got an entry here or you already had an entry here, you can also double down by waiting for price to break out of this area of interest, creating a new higher high. Okay, a retest back to that area of interest, then you can put a new entry here and target all the way to the upside. So what you'll be having is something like this. Okay, you'll be having your first buys. Okay, then you have a second buy somewhere around here. So this is how we are always able to add trades on each zones. Okay, so you can add these trades like so and continue trailing them to the upsides. Okay, and you can still hold the first trade from all the way here to the upsides, which will give you a nice 1:4. This one a nice 1:3, almost 1:4 again. So that's a total of 1:8 for you. So this is how, or these are the trades that I'll be looking for the coming weeks. Okay, the last but not the least, XAUUSD. So for gold for the last week, gold was at the time, gold was trickish, kind of trickish. Okay, gold gave us a break, a retest, and price gold went to the 100% retracement level, which is the all-time highs. Okay, which is this resistance here, and what you saw was a reversal. Okay, so without taking much of your time, I'm going to mark out new zones in which we should be anticipating price projection. So first of all, I'm going to mark out these zones like so. Alright, I'm going to mark out these zones like so, extend it, and I'll take this out and mark out a proper zone. Okay, I'll take this out, mark it out as a proper zone like so. Alright, so there are two things involved right now. Okay, we could have price start selling from here to the downsides. First of all, 100% retracement level, which is this area like so, which is the 4014 ounce. Okay, to the downsides, or we could have price pullback or go for a deeper pullback, which it would make sense more. All right, price give us a deeper pullback to the 4203 to the upside, then we can sell gold continuously to the 4021 ounce. Okay, so that's it for gold, and that's it for this week, guys. Do well to mark it out on your phone, your trading device, and if you're watching this video to this very moment, please do well to smash the subscribe button, drop some fire emoji if you like what we are doing and you wish to encouraging us, and also remember to share the content to people that will be interested in watching this kind of content, and let us know how well our trading analysis have helped you. And remember, we are still sending out free trades on the free Telegram community, so you can click on the link on the description to join our free Telegram community. And always remember to plan your trades and trade only your plan. See you guys next week. I'm wishing you guys a successful trading week ahead. Cheers.